This is the instructions for the multiple credit card tracker from Confident Coin. Before we begin, the important thing to remember is that you do not need to use any information in this spreadsheet that gives away your personal data or anything about you. You can use nickname for the cards. You don't need to enter any account numbers or specific account names. And you should use this obviously in a way that's going to protect you and your information. The first thing that we are going to do on the summary tab is to scroll down to the settings, and in E42 you will double click, enter in your currency symbol and press enter, and then update the utilization percentage that you would like to use as your goal mark to stay below. In general, it's 30% or less, and so that is here. If you'd like it to be 25, you would enter 25 and press enter. Once you've completed that, we will scroll back up to the card information here, starting in E25. You will enter in your credit card name, the credit limit, and any starting balance. And then for starting balance, if you're carrying a balance on your credit card, you would enter that in as a positive number, whereas if you have let's say you overpaid your bill by $25, you would enter that in as a negative value. Once you have completed that for all of your cards, we will navigate to the first tab. You can use the Go column here if you want. You can click the arrow, it will pop up, and you can just click over to the tab. The first thing that you are going to want to do when you are setting up your different cards is go into the settings here and enter in your categories in your category list. You can customize this for however you want to use the tool. Some options are, for example, if it's a work card, maybe it's an expense or credit, or it's a dining out or mileage. Those are some options. You could also use it partner 1, partner 2, or maybe you just categorize your expenses. And so to do that, you would just type them in and press enter and repeat that until you've got all of the categories that you need. They will show up here under the category column. Once you have entered in your categories, you can start using the tool to log your transactions. To log a transaction, you will double click to enter the date, enter in a description if you want, and then select the category. If it's a charge, so you've used your credit card, you would enter in the amount, or if it's a payment, you would put that in the payment column. You can copy and paste from your credit card CSVs if that works for you. Just make sure that you include a category once you have pasted in the information. Column J here on the different card tabs is for reconciliation. You can optionally use it to tick the box when it's reconciled, or if you've checked it, or if you've paid it. It doesn't affect the spreadsheet in any way. It's just a visual reminder for you. If you wanted to pay off your bill, which was, let's say, $87.25, to do that, you would double click, select the date. We can put in a payment, and then it is important that you select the payment category. Then you would enter in the amount, and then you can see it would update our card balance to 0. One thing to note about the minimum payments is when you make a payment, for example, let's say we've paid $200 or $225, but the minimum payment is $250, it's not showing a tick mark. But if we did end up meeting the minimum payment, it would let us know with a tick mark there. Once you've started entering your transactions, you'll want to enter in your statements if you want to track your payments. So to do that, you would double click to enter in your statement end date, the due date of your bill, the bill total, and then the minimum payment. The lighter blue area here, do not enter anything. This will update for you automatically. The statement end date and the due date are important, as this is what will calculate how much you have paid towards your bill. If you would like it to calculate a different window of time, you can just change these dates to accommodate that. Based on your most recent credit card statement, that is what will appear up here at the top under current bill. We can also see a bill history here, so your previous due dates, what the bill total was. And then on the right side here, we've got card balance, which comes from your entries here. How much is available? This is your credit limit minus your card balance. Then we've got a usage history, so a 3-month average, a trend line, and then the last 6 months if you have those charges, payments, and then a balance at the end of that month. To use this chart section in the center, there are a couple things you need to set up. So here we have the chart start and the chart end date. You can change these as much as you like to capture, let's say, for example, from October to the end of December, we want to see the data. So what you would do then is use the drop down to select what categories you would like to see, and it will calculate how much you have spent in those categories based on that time period and then reflect that in the pie chart. To see the values of the pie chart, you can just click on it and then hover over the pie slices and it will give you the values. Back on the summary tab, we can see the total owing, which is the sum of your left to pay column. We can see what our next bill is and the amount. And then we've got a list of our current bills, their due date, and then any cards with high utilization. Finally, we have two pie charts with account balances so we can compare them. There is a bar graph, so if you click and hover, you can see the different amounts, and then the same with the pie graph, you can click and hover. Below here, now that we have some information in the spreadsheet, we can see that we know what our current bill is for each card, how much is left to pay, the due date, and how many days it is until that day. We can also see what the utilization is based on the bill amount and our credit limit. Finally, there is a trend line, which is based on the information you have entered into your transaction log. If you want to hide tabs that you aren't using, you can right click on the tab or click the little arrow, press hide sheet. And then if you would like it back, you will go to view, hidden sheets, and select the one that you would like to see. Likewise, if you'd like to rename the tabs, you can click the little arrow, select rename, and then type in the name. Press enter. That wraps up the instructions for the multiple credit card tracker by Confident Coin. If you have any questions, please let us know, as we want to ensure you're getting the most out of your spreadsheet. Thanks for watching.